Hey, so in today's video, I'd like to talk to you about a super valuable lesson that I've learned recently. One that I wish I could have learned a different way, but one that's still super valuable. So, the lesson is some things only come once, or at least once in a while. And we shouldn't squander this opportunity. We should seize the moment. Seize that opportunity. For we don't know when it's coming again, if at all. So let me give you the story, how I figured this out. It's a little crucial to the process. So, last week, early on, I can't remember the exact day, but maybe Tuesday, I think it was, I got my new classes. I work in this quarter system, 2 classes, 2 months kind of deal. And with that comes all my new work. Everything. My new classes, my new work. I got stuff to do. So I made a plan. For the day where I was going to attack it as like I'm going to work the whole day. And I did for the most part, but I'm going to be honest with you. Doing language arts, social studies, and the new blog, writing that many paragraphs is a bit of work. So I decided I'm going to take a break because, that's the natural thing to do. So I was going to go play a game for like an hour or so, easy stuff. But as I was going to go do that, my brother asked me if he could play a game with me. A different one. One that I didn't really want to play at the moment. And the thing is like it kind of conflicted me for a moment because I didn't want to go play that game. I wanted to go do mine, right? But I also love hanging out with my brother. Furthermore, my brother doesn't always ask me this stuff. It's a step outside his comfort zone. So when he asks me this kind of thing, and I squander it, it's I don't know when it's coming again. It's rare. It's so rare. So like I'm sitting there thinking I want to go do my thing, but this only happens every once in a while. I can't squander it. So I decided, begrudgingly though, that I was gonna go play a game with him. And I say begrudgingly because I still had an attitude about it. It still kind of affected me in a way, but I couldn't really say how. I don't know. It was eating up my mind a little because I didn't want to be there, but I also did want to be there. So I made this rough decision with an attitude behind it, and overall, not good. Not good. I had an attitude. He picked up on it immediately, and it hurt him because he felt unwanted. He felt like I was just there because he was there, like I was forced into it. He felt like I didn't want to go do that with him. And I won't lie, part of me didn't, but part of me did. They were both going at each other. And that's what caused the attitude. And instantly, when he realized it and he said he didn't want to do it anymore, I instantly got shook right out of that and just looked at how petty that was. How stupid it was that I took that situation, that rare opportunity that he only does every once in a while, and I stomped on it for something that petty, just video games. That's it. Like I had all day. None of my work was even due until the next Friday. I was just getting ahead of everything. So I wasn't in a rush. I wasn't in a rush at all that day. I was just being very petty. And there's no justification for that. I instantly got snapped right out of it, and I looked at that opportunity that I just crushed. And how could I even be happy with that? I can't be happy at all. I hurt him, and I crushed an opportunity. Just like that. And that's the lesson in itself. It instantly gave me that lesson, because what else was there to think of? I was thinking about that, and there was nothing else other than the regret and the sting of missing such an opportunity. Had me think later on, because afterwards I was thinking more about it. Afterwards, I actually resonated with, or I apologized, and we resolved the situation, and we got to play our game, so everything turned out good. So after all that was done, after we had our good day, I thought about it more. And I ultimately came up with this lesson and this idea for what it could mean for everyone. Because not everyone's going to have the same sting as crushing their little brother's request like that. That was a bit harsh of me, and I don't like it to this day. It was harsh, and I hate it. But you might miss an opportunity that still stings in some way. Maybe even more. Maybe less, maybe more. It doesn't matter. Missing an opportunity in any way, especially hurting someone while you do it, is always going to hurt. So the lesson I came up with is that we should be grateful when these things show up. That I should be grateful when my brother does that kind of thing. Knowing that these opportunities that we almost want to crush, but we also don't want to crush, these opportunities that come only every so often, maybe even once, those opportunities, we need to be grateful that they come at all. Because we don't know when that's going to happen again. I don't know when my brother's going to ask me to play a game again. It's outside his comfort zone. And if I crush that opportunity, then I can't say it'll get any better. He might do it less because he feels like I don't want to do any of that with him, so why would I ask? And that's it's not going to be the exact same for you, but that's ultimately the same thing for the most part, because a lot of our opportunities are presented by people. So if you are just a guy who is known for crushing opportunities, why would people bring anything to you? Why would any opportunity come to you? It wouldn't. Barely. And if it did, you'd just crush it. Furthermore, what would you think at the end of the day? When you're looking back at that and you realize, I just crushed a perfectly good opportunity. I just skipped over it. I just threw it away. How could I have done that? How? That's what this taught me. And it taught me also another side lesson, which is just to be nice, because that was that was rude of me. That was not right. Like, just take a moment to realize if you're being petty and rude, because I instantly saw that was childish and rude. How could I have done that? I don't even know how I could have done that. But the point is, be nice and take a look at those opportunities. I want you to ask yourself, when will I get it again? If ever. And how could I squander this? I wish I asked myself those questions before I had that attitude and begrudgingly went off to go do that with him. Because if I did ask those questions, I would have realized how rare it is that he does this stuff with me. And I would have realized that throwing it away for something as petty as a fucking video game is ridiculous. That hurting him for something as petty as a video game is ridiculous. I know I realize it now, but that's why I say I kind of wish I learned it sooner. Kind of wish I learned it in a different way. One that didn't hurt him. One that was a bit more easy, for that matter. But I don't regret it exactly. It's a weird dilemma, because now I can share it with you, and I can learn for the rest of my life. So, what else can I say? We gotta be positive. We can't go back. We gotta be positive. So, for that matter, I just want you to think about those things. Think about who you're being in the moment and what you're doing to get that opportunity, whatever that opportunity may be. Think about it. Ask those questions. When will it come again? How could I squander it? And just be nice. Realize that being a petty douchebag is not good. Who wants to be a petty douchebag? So, reflect on yourself when you're in those moments. Anyway, that's the whole lesson for the day. It was a interesting one. It was a little story. I don't usually do story times, I don't think. No, not often, but maybe it's time for more story times. You know what I'm saying? So, because, the stories are where I learn my lessons. But the point is, I hope the story and the lesson itself really helps you, because there is a lot to learn here. I chose this main lesson, but there's a lot of lessons to learn, which is just to be nice and to make sure that you're a loving person, but also, don't squander opportunities and such. But I feel like there's a separate video for being nice and all that. So I'll probably do that in the future. But the point is, Hope this helps you a ton. Learn from my mistakes, please. And the challenge I have for you today is to just ask yourself at the end of the day, or maybe even right now, what opportunities are there that I squandered or that I'm about to squander? How could I do that? How could I squander them? And then just reflect on that for a moment. And before you make any action, before you do anything, look at that opportunity. Ask yourself, as I said, when's it going to come again? What even is it? How am I going to squander that? Why should I squander that? And then once you're clear of mind and have a perfect decision, then make the action. Because if we asked ourselves those questions, if I asked myself that question, then I wouldn't have done that to my brother. So if you ask yourself those questions, you won't do anything bad either. At least I hope. It's worked for me so far. I've done it in the past few days. It's worked so far. Do you really want to throw away opportunities? Do you really want to do any of that? Nobody does. So just ask yourself those questions. Trust me, works a ton. Anyway, I hope this helps you so much, and thanks for joining. I hope you also check out the blog too. It's a little more concise. It's a little better in organization. Getting used to the blog. It's about 800 words. It's a couple minutes worth of a read, but that'll be posted below for you. And yeah, that's everything. Take care, my friend.